this gallery called Art Agenda from Singapore reached out to me, and they said, we've been wanting to work with you for a while, so we're joining Art Fair next year,
Okay.
which was this year. We're joining Art Fair next year. Do you have a project that you want to do? And I was like, no, I don't. I don't have any. I don't have a single art project.
Not right now.
Yeah, and at the same time, I'm not
In
an
the
art
mood.
photographer. Like
Mm.
back
Your
then.
portrait?
Portraits.
Oh, before this,
fashion.
no.
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
I was not doing gallery work because I don't really have a body of work. I didn't think that I had a body of work that would speak to gallerists or to art collectors. I thought I was like, magazines and billboards and fashion store fronts. I thought that was my space. So so they said, "Do you want to do something?" And I said, "No, I mean, I'd love to, but I don't have anything."
Yeah.
I said, "Okay, at the top of your head, do you have anything that you want to show?" Now we jumped back a couple of months. I was doing this workshop for a bunch of models, and as an example for those models, I asked the head model instructor Ann Collis if we could do like a demonstration. So we shot in Ayakabawatan studio here in the south, Balay
Oh,
Cobo.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's like in BF or something, right?
Yeah,
Las
Pilar,
Piñas.
in
Pilar.
So we shot in Balay Cobo, and I called Anne the night before. I was like, Anne, I need to demonstrate something for the class. We just need to show something. So Meg and I decided to get that white cloth. I said, Anne, we're gonna throw it at you and figure out what you want to do with it. We came out with this super beautiful photo. Like, I fell in love with it, everything, and it just stayed there on my desktop. I edited it. I had one single photo that was on my desktop. When that meeting came up and they asked if I had anything, I had nothing to show except for that. I was like, what do you think of this? So I showed it to them, and they're like, that's beautiful. Like, let's do that. I said, I can make this happen. I can shoot. And then so from that point on, Meg and I sat down. We were like, what can we do? What are we gonna do? And Meg and I decided, why don't we photograph people who mean something to us, who have made an impact in our lives at any point. So this was going to be our love letter to the people who have been there for us through in the industry, but at the same time through our lives. Photograph them in a way that feels like a mother's embrace, but in the same way, Meg, it was sort of reactive. I would photograph, and Meg would shape the cloth based on the way our subjects would interpret the cloth. And the only thing that was consistent was that we would play a Max Richter piano piece, very powerful. The song is "The Nature of Daylight."
Okay.
And there was also like other beautiful classical music, but we would blast it into the space. Really like an experiential thing, really like kind of momentous, and they would get emotional, and it felt like we were all dancing. Meg and our team, they would rush into the space if they saw that a shape was being built by the subject.
Wow.
They'd pull or they'd let loose, and then I would photograph it. And then there, in a span of 2 months, we were able to get the whole collection, and we displayed it in Art Fair.